Perhaps you hate pressurized conversations, long talks, and would prefer if people just present their arguments logically. If you know someone like this, you are probably dealing with an ENTJ, and you just wish they'd open up and talk more about how they feel. Our video today looks at the dominant ENTJ traits and how to get them to respond more positively to emotions. ENTJs have generally struggled to get along with other sensitive personality types. Given the fact that they constitute only 3% of the world's population, they are more likely to step on several toes and cross a lot of lines when dealing with other people. That is why it is important first to understand the needs of an ENTJ personality, to be able to accurately ease them up into accepting and dealing with their emotions and the emotions of others. The first way to get an ENTJ to open up and speak about their emotion is to check that it is the right time. And by the right time, we are saying to choose a period they will most likely be comfortable with. Remember, for an ENFJ, talking about issues is a waste of their time, and they are more likely to open up at a time that allows them to focus on the issue at hand. Showing up in the middle of work, or something they consider important only to say that you want to talk about how you feel, or how they feel about a particular matter, will certainly not get you the best results. To be able to efficiently choose a period, you need to be in the right mindset and be prepared. We'll discuss how to do this properly later on in the video. Another thing you can do to get an ENTJ to be more emotional is to take it slow. You are more likely to get them to open up if you allow them to ease into the conversation themselves. Let's be honest, you don't even have to be an ENTJ to despise pressurized conversations, because they are very uncomfortable and futile. For an ENTJ, the best you can do is not to fill in the silences for them, but allow them to come to you when they trust you enough to hold a conversation. That is why with ENTJs, it is very important to build trust and reliability. They are the most genuine emotions for them, and they are more likely to open up to someone their mind tells them it's logically sound to open up to. A major ENTJ strength is that they have dominant extroverted thinking. This simply means that they are very objective and can speak sometimes without even listening. And that is why you will need the right mindset to be able to engage in a healthy conversation with an ENTJ. Their bluntness and sometimes straightforwardness can be very offensive, so you need to psych yourself up when dealing with them. Remember that before and we said that to allow an ENFJ to open up to you, you will need to select the right time. While aside from that, conditioning yourself and preparing to feel the full force of their expressiveness is key. You want them to be more open and emotional, and this requires that you allow them to express their thoughts without bringing your emotions to play. A good way to do this is to avoid assumptions during conversations, which we will talk about after you've hit the subscribe button down below. Well, before we discuss that, have you ever considered how much more beneficial it will be for someone with an ENTJ personality if you plan your conversations ahead of time? Being purpose and solution-driven means they have little to no time for petty conversations. Instead of just asking them to engage in small talks, plan your conversation and the direction you expect it to take. Once an ENTJ finds your conversation purposeful and geared towards a specific direction, they are more likely to express their thoughts on the matter at hand, which allows you to understand how they feel about it. You don't need to plan what you want to say word for word specifically. You just have to make sure you understand the matter at hand and know how exactly you will want it to be communicated. Do you think ENTJs should be more considerate? Tell us in the comment section down below. One other thing to note about ENTJs is that just like other people, they are more likely to show emotion when you listen and observe more than when you talk. In as much as you can, to encourage an ENTJ to open up, you have to be invested in the kind of conversation you have with them. Listen more than you speak, and though you might reach some dead ends, they are more likely to open up to someone they believe is interested and values their opinion. Making unnecessary assumptions over what they are going to say or how they feel doesn't help them to be more expressive. Always remember that ENTJs are the happiest when the people around them admire their intellectual ability and skills. There's no obligation to reciprocate emotions as far as they are concerned. The best you can do is to show them the essence of blowing off steam every now and then. Just as famous ENTJ Katharine Hepburn said, "Life is to be lived. If you have to support yourself, you had bloody well better find some way that is interesting." We spoke to you about how to get ENTJs to be more emotional. How about you check up our video on why do ENTJs hide their emotions so well for more information? We'll come your way again. Enjoy the rest of your time.